6.4 Static NAT. In this topic, you will learn how to configure and verify Static NAT. It includes a packet tracer activity to test your skills and knowledge. This figure shows an outside PC accessing an internet web server using Static NAT. The internal server has a private IP address, but users on the internet cannot directly use that private address. R1 has a static NAT mapping that gives the server a public address. The private server IP has 209.165.201.5. The outside user enters the HTTP 209.165.201.5. The traffic reaches R1. R1 checks the static NAT table and says 209.165.201.5 belongs to this internal server. R1 then translates the destination, so that 209.165.201.5 becomes the server's private IP and forwards the packet to the server. There are two basic tasks when configuring static NAT translations. Step 1. The first task is to create a map between the inside local address and the inside global addresses. For example, the 192.168.10.254 inside local address and the 209.165.201.5 inside global address in this figure are configured as a static NAT translation. We use the command IP NAT inside source static 192.168.10.254 209.165.201.5. Step 2. After the mapping is configured, the interface participating in the translation are configured as inside or outside relative to the NAT. In this example, the R1 serial 010 interface is an inside interface, and the serial 011 is the outside interface. We use the command interface serial 010, and in the interface configuration mode, enter IP address 192.168.1.2, and then we have the 255.255.255.252. And we use the IP NAT inside command, exit. Then we use the interface serial 011. Enter IP address 209.165.200.1, 255.255.255.252. IP NAT outside. This figure explains the four NAT address terms. The easiest way to understand them is to separate inside, outside from local and global. First, inside local, which means the private address of the device inside your network. In this figure, that's 192.168.10.254. The second one is the inside global, which means the public address representing that inside device to the internet. In this figure, the address is 209.165.201.5. And then we have the outside local, which means the address of the outside device as seen from the inside. The address in this figure is 209.165.200.254. And we have the outside global, which means it's the actual public address of the outside device. The address in that figure is 209.165.200.254. To verify the NAT operation, we use the show IP NAT translation command. As shown in the example here, you'll see the pro, the inside global, inside local, outside local, and the outside global data. If the command is issued during an active session, the output also indicates the address of the outside device, as shown in the example here. After you're entering show IP NAT translations, you'll see the addresses for inside global, inside local, outside local, and outside global. Another useful command is the show IP NAT statistics, which display information about the total number of active translations, NAT configuration parameters, the number of addresses in the pool, and the number of addresses that have been allocated. To verify the NAT translation is working, it is best to clear statistics from any past translations using the clear IP NAT statistics command before testing. So here we enter show IP NAT statistics. You'll see the total active translation, that is 1. And that's 1 static, no dynamic, no extended. The outside interfaces is serial port 011. The inside interface, that's serial 010. No hits, 0 hits, and 0 misses. Once the client establishes a session with the web server, the show IP NAT statistics displays an increase to 4 hits on the inside interface. This verifies that the static NAT translation is taking place on R2. In the example here, after entering show IP NAT statistics, as you can see, the hits becomes 4 now, the misses becomes 1.